Hello everyone. It is Jackie with Pocket of Preschool, and I am so excited because my brand new All About Simple Machines science unit has been released and it is ready to go for you to use in your classroom. So what I'm going to do is I'll flip the camera around, I'll show you everything that's included, and then at the end we'll do a quick Q&A. So if you have any questions too while I'm showing you guys all the goodness, go ahead and pop it in the comments. And I want to know, do you have to do simple machines? I know a lot of kinder teachers do, so it was the one that was requested a lot. But in preschool, I've always focused on ramps, but this simple machines unit is really, really fun, and my preschoolers, I know, are gonna love it. There's catapults and pulleys, and I made it all hands-on in a way that little learners can explore and do and learn all about those fun simple machines. So I'm gonna flip it around and show you what's included. So there are 5 different science table setups because we all know they have to, they need to go to the science table or science center and learn and explore. Here's one option you can do. So you can just have a tray out of all different types of simple machines. And I'm using some of them for some of the other ones. So it probably would have more on it if I just had this out. But you could have all different kinds of simple machines. And then I have a simple machine short. So like this is a wedge, and they can just plop it over there with a recording page. And then each simple machine, you can see, has a fun fact page, and you can take those fun fact pages and make an anchor chart with them, as well as use them just in the center. And then there is a read aloud about all the different simple machines. So this is one option you can do. If you wanted to kind of introduce it, they can just look at all the different types of simple machines and explore them, and then you can dive into each one. So each simple machine has an activity. Except for the wedge and the screw, I kind of lumped those two together. So like I said, each simple machine has a fun fact page, and I just laminated them, and you can put them in the center, and then there's a challenge. So for the wedge and the screw, they have to decide, is this a wedge or is this a screw? And I have a tray of materials out. And don't worry, I have ideas for you included in the on the teacher page on what things you can put on this tray. And they just basically have to figure out, is it a wedge or is it a screw? And basically the big difference is it has those bumps around it, right? The screws do. So yeah, and then you can also take the images from this sort, and you can make little file folder sorts with them. And then I put them out with each activity challenge. So I have the challenge poster, the fun fact page, the sorting board with the real photographs of the simple machines. And then this one has they all have recording pages. And then this one has the sort. So they would say, okay, this one's a screw. This is like the top of that applesauce container. I can't do it one-handed. But they would say that's a screw. And then this is a wedge. And I do also have, in this one, since you can focus on a simple machine at a time, I did include headers for each simple machine if you wanted to put those out. And maybe you wanted to do all the simple machines out and do like a science center rotation, and then you can go through all of them. So that way there's headers out for you guys as well. So let me show you kind of what it will look like at the science table. So this one is my favorite, and my kiddos tried this one out, and this was their favorite too. So this is the Pulleys, and all I did was I took a whiteboard, and this one isn't attached, but what you could do is just attach it with Velcro to the table, just in the corners. Because on magnets, I just took like cheap command hooks, and I put a magnet on the back, and then I took ribbon spools and literally just put them on the hook. That's it. And then I took a cup and I punched some holes in it, and now they can make their own pulley, and they can figure out, how much weight each pulley can pull. And the trick is that they have to pull it, down. Because if they pull it out, they'll pull it off the board. But my pre-K kiddo was doing this last night, and he was like loving life. Like he was having a ball, and you can just use the hooks as well. Like maybe you have 3-year-olds and maybe they just want to use the hooks. You can have them set it up where they're using 2 pulleys, a pulley system. So it's kind of up to you what you want to do. But I didn't want you guys to have to buy a whole bunch of things. So these are like command hooks from the dollar store, empty ribbon spools, and just some cups that have ribbon in them. Super, super simple. And then just some cubes so they can figure out, you know, one pulley can pull a little bit, but if you put more pulleys together, they can pull more weight. So yeah, so here is it set up. So there is the challenge with the pulley header. And then this one for the recording page is a blueprint. And then at the bottom, it says how many cubes can it lift. And then I have the fun fact page. And these are really good little facts too to help teachers and teachers' assistants kind of just brush up on some of that content about Simple Machines. And the sorting board. And then I have some nonfiction books about pulleys. And I'll tell you about some books I suggest in just a minute. And then there are also, as always, vocabulary cards with real photographs. And all the vocabulary cards in this pack do have a definition at the bottom. And I do have a definition of a simple machine and a compound machine. So this is one that I'm actually going to have out for the last day of school tomorrow because my kiddos loved it. So I'll have to do a video of them checking it out and trying it. So that is the pulley activity you can do. And I showed you the screw and wedge sort. Then this one is all about wheels and axles. So what they're going to do, the challenge is to build a wheel and axle. And I just got some cardboard circles, toothpicks, marshmallows, and then straws and Play-Doh. And then they can just build little wheels. Obviously, they're not super sturdy. Little wheel and pulleys, or not wheel and pulleys, wheel and axles with the different materials. And then I also have a tray out of real life wheel and axle. So like a Lego wheelbarrow, a car, a fidget spinner, a rolling pin. And again, all of these ideas are in the pack for you, so you don't have to think of everything off the top of your head. And then I made some. I actually had to hot glue these together, but that way they can see one that's made from recyclable materials. So before they do that one, they can kind of explore these. And these are those applesauce lids with just a straw connecting them. And then there's a blueprint and a sort, and there's the fun fact page. So that is the wheel and axle activity. And then here is the levers. So if you're doing levers, you got to do catapults, right? Because, I mean, who doesn't love a fun catapult? So I made 3 different, you can make them 2 different ways. You can use this. Now, my preschoolers would probably not be able to make one of their own, so they would just be testing them. So, oh, it's backwards. Hold on. So they can just, it's really hard to do stuff one-handed. Make it fly. And then I made some that have different bases, different thickness of like the base or the support. So they'll go different heights and different lengths. So they can test that out. And I just use, these are from the dollar store, the popsicle sticks and the rubber bands, and I just use color-coded pom-poms so they can tell which catapult went the farthest, so it's kind of color-coded. And then the fun fact page and a blueprint and the sorting board. And if you want to, if your kiddos are loving the levers and they can handle it, I also have a challenge for them to design their own catapult, and you can put out rubber bands and popsicle sticks and spoons, and they can make their own. So it's kind of whatever level your kiddos are at, and how much they love it too, right? So that's the levers. Here is the incline plane. So basically they're just building a ramp. So put out a bucket of ramp supplies, they build a ramp, and then I have a number line so they can test how far it went. Well, you probably put it right there, right? The end of the ramp, and then they can test the car and they can see how far it goes. And then I have a blueprint page and a fun fact page, and I have 2 challenges. So this one's just build an incline plane and build an incline plane to make the car go far. So kind of 2 levels on that one. Alrighty. So those are the challenges, and then there's the basic one. So I want to show you a couple more things. So in every pack, there are journal pages and discovery pages. So those are included in this Simple Machines pack as well. There is a parent or family note you can send home to communicate what you guys are doing at school and at-home activity they can do. And then this is the read aloud, just printed smaller. And again, you can print any of these things in this pack smaller if you have a small center. And what I would do is I would probably put one out at a time. And this one might last me like a month or so, this science unit. And you can also too, once you're finished with it, put, obviously not the pulley one because you would need the board, but after you're done with like the levers or the wheels, you can put it in like a bucket like that over there, and then you can put it like on the science shelf. So yeah, so and then I have some read aloud suggestions for you guys. So these, this Bullfrog books has a great Simple Machines nonfiction series, super simple text. I love it. This one's really great. This one I got from Scholastic like a month ago. It's just got all the different Simple Machines, and again, super simple text with real pictures. And then this one is a little bit higher level, and it is illustration, so it's not real pictures, but it has a book on each Simple Machine. There's a little bit more text to it, but it has real life examples. So kind of whatever works for you and your school, but there are some more book suggestions if you guys need more books. And then this is how I organize it. So they always come with labels. I just keep mine in these iris containers. And then instead of a binder, I just keep mine on a book ring. And these are the teacher direction pages that are included. So that way everything is explained for you guys, so you don't have to remember from this Facebook Live. You can kind of picture, if you're visual like me, you can go, oh yeah, I have that, or oh, I have that in another center, so you can go grab it. So yeah, so all the teacher direction pages are in here, and I even have some close-ups on how to make the catapults. So yeah, all the good stuff for you guys. So yeah, so look at all of this stuff. It's like a giant unit. If you need more physical science units, I also have a magnet unit, a unit that is just about ramps and incline planes. I also have one on force and motion. I might have I have another one all about building, which is about like balance and stability and supports and things like that. So you guys enjoy this science unit, and again, keep those ideas coming. If you guys need something, just let me know. And you guys have a good night. Talk to you soon. Bye.